to recognize Commissioner Larry Crawford for our invocation. Commissioner Crawford.
Let's bow for prayer. Lord God, it is with grateful hearts that we come before you tonight to ask your blessings upon this time of meeting. And may you guide our hearts and our minds as we make decisions for all of Sullivan County. Thank you for the good health you've given us. There's many in need of prayer this hour, and we lift them up to you. We pray for our nation as we go forward. That would be the best place for people to live, play, and do business. In Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Everyone face the flag, proper hand salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
When the board opens, please report your presence.
Dominic, don't touch any buttons here. I touched it. That's way better.
Has every member recorded their presence? Madam Clerk.
19 present, 4 absent, 1 vacancy.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We have a quorum, and thank you for reminding me that we do have a vacant seat. Traditionally, we're a body of 24, but due to the resignation of Commissioner Slagle from District 2, we're now a body of 23. That means to reach the necessary majority of the votes cast is simply 12. We have two more coming in. Recognize Commissioner Locke.
Thank you, Chair. We've got some special guests here tonight. They have to attend another function. I asked number item 10 be moved to the front. We could go ahead and vote on that, hear their presentation, so they can get to their next event tonight.
Is there any objection to taking item number 10 ahead of the calendar for the purposes of accommodating our guest? Is there any objection to that? We're kind of playing catch up anyway, where we weren't able to have our work session last week, so I appreciate your patience with us, with me especially. Without objection, recognize Commissioner Locke on item number 10.
This resolution right here is to accept from Mountain States Properties Incorporated and Blue Ridge Medical Management Corporation, Valid Health, a quitclaim deed to property located at 2212 North John B. Dennis Highway, Kingsport, Tennessee, for the purpose of constructing a new EMS station according to the terms and conditions set forth in the attached quitclaim deed. And I've got some guests from Ballard. We could ask them to come up along with Chief Marsh, Alan Bean, Julie Bennett, Rebecca Beck. I think they would like to say a few things as long as you could get that on the slide.
You've heard the introduction of item number 10. The floor is open for discussion on item number 10. Happy to recognize our guest in the web.
Mr. Chair, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can you hear me okay? I don't know if this is working or not.
Is a light on?
Okay. I don't need a microphone. First of all, thank you. My name is Alan Levine. I'm the chairman and CEO of Valid Health, and I want to start by thanking you for the hard work you do. I know it's often that goes without thanks. It's tough work, a lot of time, but the good work you do on behalf of the people of Sullivan County. The condition of the Sullivan County EMS Station 2 and the growing need for an updated, modern facility for our EMS team here in Sullivan County. And I should stop to say those men and women are absolute heroes. We see them every day at work. in the hospital, out in the community, and we're so grateful for them. And so anytime we can find an opportunity to work closer with them, we want to do it. For many years, this station has operated on our property in Indian Pass Medical Center, and we continue to remain grateful for the partnership we've shared with them and their continued support of all of our first responders. You know, following that conversation, I personally have spoken with Commissioner Vanover and with Commissioner Locke, and also our team has been working closely with Director Marsh, Chief Marsh, and Sullivan County Health Department Director Gary Mays. We work with them on a lot of different things, but on this particular issue, we wanted to understand their vision for the future of the EMS station too. And so with that insight, we began the process of identifying a property that we thought collectively would not only meet the immediate operational needs of our EMS team and professionals, but also serve the community well for decades to come. And so we're thankful for their dedication, for your dedication, and it makes it so easy to do what we're doing here. So today we're happy to announce that we're donating the John B. Dennis property to serve as the next home for Sullivan County EMS Station 2. The current building is just over 6,300 square feet. It sits on 1.4 acres, provides ample space for operations, training, and future growth. The property's worth well more than $1 million, but it's a gift that we think will serve the return on that investment for this community is going to be there for a long time to come. And so we believe this location is perfect. I think that they feel the same way. I want to thank the commissioners for really reaching out to us. And we encourage all of you, when there's opportunities for us to work together, we want to do that. We all care deeply about the people that we are charged to serve. And so I'm grateful to be here today to share this with you and to make the offer. And to let you know we're here to lock arms and work closer with you as we move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Levine.
Sit down.
Does anyone have any questions for Mr. Levine before another one of the guests?
They're not speaking.
We're not speaking. He said it all. He said it all.
Your security.
I know, I've got you down here.
Good evening. On behalf of myself, our team of about 130 employees of men and women that do a phenomenal job every day in, day out, this is a milestone for Sullivan County EMS. Well over a year ago, when Commissioner Locke and Commissioner Vanover come to me and said, "Hey, what's our plans for Station 2?" We had a clean slate. Okay, we looked at property. With Station 2 being on the campus of Ballard, it is just so convenient for any needs that they have, but also just the accessibility. It puts us at John B. Dennis Highway as well. We can be on Stone Drive. But this station serves all the Bloomingdale area as well as comes up and covers and backfills Bluntville area. So we looked at several properties. They just wouldn't work. And so to be here in front of each of you tonight, in front of Mr. Levine, Miss Julie, Rebecca, this truly is a milestone, and we are extremely grateful to have this opportunity. And just like Mr. Levine said, this will let us and give us the ability to grow for years. Right now, if you can imagine, we are housing 4 personnel, two med units, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, on about 1,200 square feet. So I'll let you guys kind of do that. It doesn't take just a minute to fill it out. And it served its purpose, but we have no growth there. So again, on behalf of myself and all of our team, thank you. Thank each and every one of you, as well as each and every one of you for your support.
Thank you.
Is Jill with you all tonight?
Who?
Jill?
Yes.
Where's she? There, you're high.
She loves to be on the side and not in front of the camera.
I want to thank Jill for keeping communication close gap there. She was excellent. She's our government relations with Ballard, but I didn't want to leave her out. I didn't know she was here. She's hiding over there. I appreciate each and every one of you on this project and this piece of property. You've heard the explanation. You had any questions? I'd like to waive the rules and take a vote.
Floor is open for discussion. Recognize Commissioner Vanover on the resolution, item number 10.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to say thank you to Mr. Levine, Ms. Beck, Ms. Bennett, Jill. This has been a long process. We've worked on this for a couple of years now. And if you're not familiar with the property, if you go up John B. Dennis, just past Indian Path, there's a red light. And there's a very beautiful brick building there on the left. It was a former doctor's office. So you can't imagine a better place to put an EMS station as far as the visibility and accessibility, egress, ingress. It couldn't be a better place. And I can't wait to put a sign up there showing the dedication that Ballard Health is.
Anyone else seek recognition? Mr. Mayor, would you like to address the commission, sir?
Well, I got here at the end, but I just don't understand what the name was talking about. About real contributor. I'm happy we got here just a few minutes late to congratulate them, congratulate Rebecca on her promotion. And Julie, it's good to see you again. Julie and I spent about 3 hours together today, so. But anyway, certainly appreciate that. You're a good friend of Sullivan County. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Commissioner Van I had a hard time with your mic. Is it still showing green on my end? You're forever recognized. There we go. I was going to say you're forever recognized during this meeting as long as that stays on. Sponsor renews his motion for item number 10. Sponsor moves waiver of rules requiring 15 votes for passage without objection. When the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 10, requiring 15 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
20 yes, 3 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Can you add him verbally? Takes it to 21. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 10 is adopted. Without objection, I'm going to take us back to our regular calendar. First order is resolution. First order is to consider resolutions of amendments to the Sullivan County zoning plan sponsored by Commissioner Cowton and Commissioner Hayes. Is there any discussion on the zoning resolution before we put it on the board? Commissioner Ward.
Any chance that we could share?
Let him do his presentation so we get some of these officers back on the street.
So is there any objection? Is there any objection to hearing? There. How did I lose you? Is there any objection? Without objection? Thank you, Commissioner Ward. Thank you, Sheriff Cassidy.
Thank you, Buddy, and thank you, Chairman. I won't take much of your time. As you know, this month, Helene came through and devastated a lot of our surrounding counties. Fortunately, Sullivan County was not one of those, but we were able to provide resources to Unicoi, Carter, Johnson, and Washington County. With over 60 officers, 911 director, I think I saw Leslie here, they went up there to the operations center without hesitation or reservation. And with all these officers providing these resources, was able, because a lot of these officers in these affected counties were not only emotionally affected by it, but their houses were wiped out and they didn't have any ability or means to be able to do their functions. So I just wanted to recognize all these officers. Like I said, we didn't tell them to do anything. They were texting us. Travis Ward took a trailer of loads of water to Johnson County, and I did myself. But I just wanted to recognize those officers. Like I said, they didn't even hesitate 1 minute. They wanted to help these other affected areas, and I just want to give them a big round of applause and recognize them today. So thank you. Thanks again for the time. Appreciate you.
And I know most of the men and women back there in uniform, and I know they don't do it for that, but they deserve it. Without objection, back on item number 1. When the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 1. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Where is Commissioner Jones?
Will you step aside for just a second, get some advice?
Without objection, Madam Clerk.
I've got to find better, just one. So, that'll work. Here.
Madam Clerk.
20 yes, 3 absent, 1 abstain.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 1 is approved. We will go into recess for the purpose of public hearing on the zoning amendments. If anyone is here for public comment on an amendment, let's allow Mr. Meade his information and answer questions from the commission relevant to the amendments, and we will recognize you from the public on the amendment. Mr. Meade.
Thank you all. You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little under the weather, so my voice is kind of off. Case number 1 comes to you from Emma McClellan. This went in front of Sullivan County's Regional Planning Commission with a positive recommendation from staff and Planning Commission. It's to rezone from B3 to R1 so that she can place a home on the property. She's been dealing with this for a while. She ran into an issue with setbacks. There was a collapsed cellar that was present on the property that made her not able to meet the setbacks of B3, so this is pretty procedural just to get her cleared up and able to place her home on the property.
You've heard the explanation on amendment number 1. The floor is open for discussion. Anyone seek recognition on amendment number 1? Without objection, they're all 3. Is this coming to us as 1 or 3 separate?
Excuse me? These are 3 separate cases.
These are 3 separate cases. Yeah, we're gonna have to split them.
Okay.
Just let me know you're ready. We'll just stare at you till you get here. Everybody's looking at it. Commissioner Ward.
Is there a house currently on it?
No, sir. There was.
Okay.
To my understanding, they can't place the new home on top of where the collapsed cellar was for safety reasons. So this allows her to move it slightly and meet the residential requirements. You can see right here, this is depictions of how the property currently sits.
No satellite. No satellite.
Three separate ones. Three zonings, two applicants.
Why was it zoned business to begin with? Looks like there's houses all around.
I believe this was one of those that predated zoning, so when they identified on the tax card, it was being used commercially at the time, so it was zone B3, but it is continued.
Anyone seeks recognition, please press your button, I'll recognize you. While we're waiting. Does anyone else seek recognition? Once it's ready, we'll open the board and we can vote on that, on amendment number 1. Requiring 12 votes for passage. Thank you. Commissioner Haynes, you seek recognition?
Chairman, we just wanted to say that this is favorable. It's in District 6 and we're good with it. So, thank you.
Thank you. When the board opens, please cast your vote on amendment number 1 requiring 12 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
21 yes, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, amendment number 1 is adopted without objection. Mr. Meade on amendment number 2.
Thank you. Case number 2 comes to you from Gary Calcott. This went in front of Sullivan County's Planning Commission. Comes to you with a positive recommendation from both staff and Planning Commission. His request is to go from R1 to A1 to better match his current land use. He is in the process, and I believe he already has some fruit trees out there and plans on cultivating more of those. And he has expressed wish to combine multiple of his properties so that he can get on greenbelt status as well.
You've heard the explanation of amendment number 2. The floor is open for discussion. Does anyone seek recognition? Commissioner Ireson.
These two are adjoining as the same person. Can we put those together for one vote?
Well, they're 2 separate properties. Is that right? Or they?
That is correct. They are 2 separate parcels, and they are also went to different regional planning commissions. His property is actually right on the line of where the UGB is.
Commissioner Law.
I'm familiar with the property there, Mr. Cal. My uncle's right beside of him, and I've known Gary probably 5 years now. I think we met maybe 5 or 6 years ago, so he keeps it clean there, and I'll vote for this for him. A favorable recommendation.
Thank you, Commissioner Locke. Commissioner Jones.
Yes, sir. What is the acreage on these 2 properties? If it's on there, it's so tiny, I can't read it.
On this lot, I believe the acreage is 6.6 acres.
And then on case 3?
And then on case 3, it is going to be 7.1 acres. He also owns, him and his wife own another property out there that he inherited that also will contribute some acreage towards the 15 acres for greenbelt status in the future.
Okay.
I figured that was the map you were trying to figure out.
Yeah, that's where I was going, is how they get 15 acres out of this.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Anyone else seek recognition? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on amendment number 2 requiring 12 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
21 yes, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, amendment number 2 is adopted. Without objection, Mr. Mead on amendment number 3.
Thank you. Case number 3 comes to you from Gary Calcott. This went in front of Kingsport's Regional Planning Commission. It's within their urban growth boundary. Comes to you with a positive recommendation from both staff and the Planning Commission. And the request is the same from R1 to A1.
You've heard the explanation on amendment number 3. The floor is open for discussion. Anyone seek recognition? Anyone seek recognition? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on amendment number 3, requiring 12 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
21 yes, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, amendment number 3 is adopted. Mr. Mead, do you have anything else you wish to bring to us?
No, sir.
Thank you very much. That concludes public hearing on the zoning amendments. Without objection, public hearing is closed. We're back on the regular calendar of our scheduled county commission meeting, October 2025. Our first order, I'd like to recognize Alicia Phelps from NETA. Thank you for being here.
Thank you all. It's good to see everyone again. I do have a couple slides. I don't see a clicker, so are we at the click again? We made a good team last time, so thank you so much. I do have 15 slides. I will be brief as I know you have other pressing matters today, but we're excited to present our next quarterly report based on the partnership with you all. We received an allocation on August the 20th, and we'll be reviewing tonight our marketing efforts and achievements, highlighting key performance indicators and upcoming initiatives. Great, we're at that slide. ExploreSullivan.com has been active with no paid ads, showcasing an impressive nearly 11,000 site visits from July to September, and over 2,500 site visits specifically in September, but that's about to change, as you'll note in a later slide. I've got a QR code up there if you've not been to that landing page. Next slide. Rack cards. So these cards are located in Tennessee Welcome Centers in over 590 locations across Northeast Tennessee, Virginia, Kentucky, and Western North Carolina. Not only did we exceed the first print of 10,000, we had to reorder these after a huge demand in only 3 months, and I've actually never seen a printed piece go so quickly, so that's been pretty neat. Next slide. Let's take a look at one of our favorites that we just produced for you all. 5,000 Sullivan County tear-off maps are available in Tennessee Welcome Centers, and luckily, since that is not showing, I do have that in hand. So they're also available in the Tri-Cities Airport, area info centers, and upon request. These maps highlight major points of interest, landmarks, accommodation clusters, and roadways, with digital versions also available on that landing page you have the QR link to. If you would like one, just let me know. I'm happy to give you a stack or one just to take a look at, but those are going over really well as well. Next slide. There it is. It appeared. Okay. Trip ideas featuring rural Sullivan County. We're constantly highlighting areas in content places. Most recently this quarter, our features that were popular included Fall Farm Fun, Leaf Looker Views, and South Holston Dam mountain biking. Next slide. At the beginning of the year, we began creating a points of interest and landmark database of Sullivan County. Based on those locations, we're sending a local award-winning photographer to each location to create high-quality collateral for you, us, tourism partners, businesses, basically anyone upon request. You'll see the spots we've covered and ones we are planning on capturing in the coming months. Next slide. The Speedway Classic campaign excitingly featured 5, 15, and 30-second videos on MLB.com, the MLB app, and club.com, with an estimated 1.2 million folks viewing them. We're already seeing interest from markets in Ohio and New York that are considered new as a result of our collab with MLB. And if you went to the game, the fall night race, Tennessee Governor's Conference on Tourism last month in Kingsport, or Bristol Rhythm and Roots, you may have seen our traveling photo booth that features Sullivan County, and we would love to showcase that at your next big event. Just let us know. Phase 2, next slide. Phase 2 of our marketing plan with you includes national advertising. Here are some screenshots. This just started running last week. We have animated 15-second videos, programmatic display, retargeting, and streaming TV ads. The campaign targets areas in Atlanta, Nashville, Raleigh, Washington, D.C., and runs through November the 30th. Next slide. The Destination Tennessee Without the Layover initiative is obviously geared towards our inbound visitors with the new Breeze Airway flights in December from Washington, D.C. and Orlando. Our campaign includes first flight activations, giveaways, co-branded promos, and content creator experiences. Our most recent meetings with Breeze, MCO, and IAD airports, they're really thrilled to have tourism officers executing campaigns and look forward to partnering us well after December when these flights have launched. Next slide. Perhaps you've noticed an ad with Bristol Rhythm and Roots reunion in the upcoming festival's issue of Blue Ridge Outdoors and the new Northeast Tennessee Visitor Guide, a magazine that was printed last month. All of these have special attention to several rural county gems. Next slide. Colors of Bristol, we spoke about this last quarter, but it has continued to run on PBS, Roku, Hulu, and DirecTV. This features 3 segments in Sullivan County, Tennessee Hills, mountain music, Appalachian cuisine, all inspired by you here in Sullivan County. Next slide. Let's take a look at our content creators. Last week, we hosted Backroads and Burgers. They produced 5 blogs, 30 posts, 10 reels, 25 plus images, 1 highlight video, and they are posting through the end of November about their visit. Explore Nash. They have over 330,000 followers. They have 1 reel, 12 stories, itinerary with direct leads that we're still seeing results from, and currently their reel has over 500,000 views and 12,000 interactions. Traveling Mitch came in the summer. They are from a Canadian market with 94 deliverables so far, almost 5 million impressions, 6 million views, and around 750,000 people interacted with their posts. Others coming include National Geographic and several international creators. Next slide. For reference, I just wanted to show you the power of social media to your county. So 5.7 million Facebook impressions based on a little over $12 per 1,000 impressions equal about $69,054 in additional earned media from January to September here. This is a direct view result from each dollar. Next slide. I'll go quickly over event promos. We produced a graphic for the Levitt Grant voting for the Open Music Jam. We had a campaign with Observation Fall Knob, as well as a pumpkin spice latte trail that featured city and county businesses. And also, most recently, the Muddy Creek Raceway here in Blumpville featured 1,800 riders, 24 states, and 5,500 spectators. Next slide. Coming up, NAI The Show in November, 20 teams, 9 states, 650 room nights here to the county. And you can't have a pumpkin spice latte trail without a peppermint trail. So we'll see that in November and are looking forward to all that brings in the Kingsport area and beyond. Next slide. And this is my second to last one. July to October 2025, 95% of the lodging taxes collected here in the county were from Kingsport and Bristol, 4% short-term rentals, and 1% from other areas of the county. Future plans for Q1 and Q2 of 2026 include Destination Try, the continuation of indoor points of interest photos and video shoots, spring trip digital ads, Roku streaming, targeted SEO, geofencing, and content creators. We have noted before that Sullivan County leads Northeast Tennessee in economic impact. There's always a lot of discussion around lodging taxes. They're highly restricted to tourism promotion and development. However, you know what's not? Local sales tax. And that's generated from visitor spending as well. Last year, $14,900,000 plus was generated in local unrestricted taxes to Sullivan County. That's almost $15 million direct. Hopefully you have seen recently that both Bristol and Kingsport saw some of the largest sales tax collections in the state this past quarter. Word spreads quickly when you invest it wisely, and I have to think that tourism is a part of that. So on behalf of our partners in Visit Kingsport and Explore Bristol, we appreciate your continued partnership and look forward to building on this foundation and momentum in the coming months. And I know that I am before Mr. Clay Walker with Networks tonight, so I don't want to take up any of his time, but we had a great time partnering with him and that team and several of the cities on the red carpet tour. It was great to be able to showcase some of our tourism assets through that. So do you have any questions this evening?
Anyone seek recognition? Does anyone seek recognition?
Thank you all so much.
Thank you for being here. I'd like to invite Clay Walker from Networks for an update on economic development efforts. Thank you for being here, Mr. Walker.
Thank you. I have no slides, so I don't try to compete with Alicia. She was a partner on the red carpet tour, which I'll talk about a little later, and we were very happy to have her and Sarah. They were great help to us, as always. And just looking back at the past quarter, I know you all read the newsletter that went out last week for what we've been doing, and we appreciate that. But it was a busy quarter. I mean, we look at all the things happening in the county, and Alicia pointed on many of them, which we report on, not that we are claiming it or even enroll in it, but it's of interest to those, many of the recipients in state government, particularly economic and community development in Nashville, as well as site consultants and companies as to what's going on. So the work done by tourism is very integrated with what we're trying to achieve. More directly, what you may have noticed in the newsletter last week was continual focus on product development. As former economic development Commissioner Bobby Roth liked to say, you can't sell out of an empty wagon. We are pursuing a site development grant for the Airport Parkway property, some 40 acres that Networks purchased a year ago, and we've already shown that property to a couple of prospects as we've been working on getting it market ready. We're working in support of BTS for site development grants through Tennessee Economic Development for Bristol South Business Park, as well as eagerly waiting for their completion of a new development in the site in Bristol Industrial Park of about 15 acres. Supported that we get these properties online. Hopefully activity will continue to grow as it has in recent months. And we have been in discussion with Tennessee Economic and Community Development Department on participating in the PREP program. And we will probably do that as a joint effort with Hawkins County, who, as you know, we partner with on a lot of things. The PREP program is a really great program for this that the state offers, where they hire site consultants to come in and evaluate properties you're considering for development. That led to Bristol developing Bristol South when we did this 2 years ago. It also led to our decision to purchase the property on Airport Parkway that we're currently seeking grants for. So we notified that there is a minimum of how many properties they have though, and to get that, that's why we're going to partner with Hawkins County so we can achieve that minimum. In company news over the past quarter, congratulations to Kingsport and Premier Transportation on their expansion, and to Bristol and U.S. Antibiotics, which is in the news striking a deal with Walmart and McKesson, which is something they've been working on for many years, and they are working on some other deals that they had envisioned when they first came here. Gosh, what was that? It was pre-COVID, I think, when we first worked that, and it's been a tough climb. They've stuck with it, and I think some great announcements are coming up from U.S. Antibiotics that we feel confident will lead to even more jobs there. And again, other newsletter items you may notice, the IMAX breaking ground in Kingsport, as Alicia pointed out, the Major League Baseball Classic at BMS, the Bass Pro Night Race at BMS, Fun Fest, Rhythm and Roots. There were more workforce development grants in the work. The EDE Summit, bringing in educators, employers, and economic developers. That effort led by First Tennessee Development District. Lottie Rhines does a great job with that. And as Alicia mentioned, Kingsport hosting the Governor's Conference on Tourism. I can't imagine a county of our size having those world-class events in just a 3-month period. It's really remarkable, all the things going on there. So let's talk a little bit about the Northeast Tennessee Red Carpet Tour. This was something that's been our premier inbound marketing event for 12 years. We did that my first year here. COVID put a little hiatus in us having it. And then we tried to do some scaled down versions. This year we went back full scale. We targeted to get at least 8 consultants. We had 10 confirmed, and is the case in site locations, 2 dropped out because of other business requirements. But we did get 8 consultants from 7 firms. What makes this really exciting for us is that all 8 of these consultants, this was their first time to visit a red carpet tour event. So it was brand new to them and it showed well. And I don't know what these names mean to just everybody, but if you're in economic development or know somebody in economic development, then they probably mean a great deal. But just the firms that came, we had 2 consultants from JLL, it's Jones Lang LaSalle, one of the largest consulting firms in the country. In fact, they're one of the big 3. The other 2 of the big 3 are Deloitte and CBRE, and we had consultants from those firms as well. Quest Site Solutions was here. Vision First Advisors, that's a very good one to get. It's led by Grace Swope. He was here, but Nancy Blum-Heinz was here, and she is part of the team that TVA and TNECD partner with when they're giving these workforce development grants that we've gotten. You heard us talk about the grants for Sullivan County and Bristol schools from TVA, so they do the headsets for the virtual learning. And so it was great to have her here, show her the RCAM, show her Northeast State. She walked away very impressed. We had a group from representatives from Strategic Development Group, the principal, Scott Cooperman from Cooperman Location Solutions. It's a very small boutique firm, but all they do is handle projects and a lot of food projects, which is one of our targets. So we've been trying to get him since we started this 12 years ago, so it's great to get him here. And he had a great time, especially at the drag strip, and especially enjoying some of the Blackbird donuts that we featured there. We also had KSM Location Advisors. Panatone Hamilton Venture actually could not come to the event, but they came up a few days early because they had other business they had to go, and met with me and Michael to talk about sites in the area. We also had, and this is key for us, being so far removed from Nashville. I talked to my friends in Memphis at the other end of the state of it, the challenges of not being so close to the capital and working with our partners. We had Alan Borden, who's the Deputy Commissioner for Economic Development with the state. Alan has not missed a red carpet tour. We also had Carol Bound, who's the Director for Foreign Direct Investment at the state. And we had Stephen Sorrells, who's in charge of TVA's economic incentive programs. So I was with an economic developer up here, a friend of mine, on his way to Virginia from Mount Argent with Williamson County Economic Development. We stopped by and had lunch with me today on his way to Virginia, and he told me about talking to one of the consultants last week, and he said she just could not say enough good things. Particularly, she confided in me. He was telling me that she didn't have the heart to tell you, but going in, she was not a country music fan at all. But the Songwriters' Night at the birthplace of Country Music Museum was one of the best times she's had in her memory. We have so many assets. It's great to show them off. I'd like to point out that doing this, so the big part is why? What's the return on this investment for all this time that we spend on this and a little bit of money with help from some of our partners on paying the bills for this. Over the years, we can track 6 projects directly to the consultants after they've been to our red carpet tour, bringing us projects that we've landed. We've received many other leads. We've landed 6 projects that total some 2,000 jobs from this event. So it's very effective. We're focusing on getting back out on the road more and seeing consultants at their events as well. When you're visiting with a site location consultant as opposed to industry in your target sector, you may be talking to 30 projects at once, and they are all return customers as well, as opposed to hitting companies, and that's why we spend so much money at it. But again, and so much time at it, I should say. And again, we cannot emphasize the importance of having the key leadership at the state economic and community development continue to come up and be part of these events. So y'all may have a bunch of questions for me about things that I didn't talk about that's on your mind, or things here. And I know you have a full agenda, but I'm always happy to take questions.
Does anyone seek recognition?
If not questions, compliments are also always.
Compliments are welcome, okay. I think you have one right here. Commissioner King.
Thank you. Mr. Clay?
Yes, sir.
Is the Tri-County Industrial Park still in business? Are they still going?
It is in business. It's nearly full, but we are working with some companies out there for potential expansions, which obviously I can't talk about. We don't have much land there, but our property committee has been meeting regularly and trying to identify the property. And again, doing this prep program for the state is important because they do a SWOT analysis of these properties. And also, by going through this program, if we select those properties, it increases the percentage we get on state grants. So we're eyeing more property out that way.
I guess where I'm going, when I go down 11E and turn into the industrial park, there's a new sign there on the left.
Yes.
That we got put up.
Yes.
And I guess I raised enough cane to you that you finally got it done. Well, now, I'd like for somebody, you or somebody, to go in there and keep that mowed where there's not grass from waist high to chest high, and all in front and all the way around that sign.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the face of the industrial park. When people turn in, and when you see it grown up like that, you know, I've had, I don't know how many comments, you know, is the industrial park still going? What was the sign grown up?
Yeah, I agree, and that's the Sullivan County IDB that is responsible for that, and we have talked to them about that. We have, the sign is up, but there's landscaping to go around that sign to be done, and I wish I had a date for when that will be done. I don't have that off the top of my head, but we are, I know we've talked to landscapers about getting that done, and I'll get with you and let you know where we stand.
Well, it just makes, you know, makes it look bad that, you know, we got an industrial park back there and the sign in the front going into it's grown up.
Yeah, I agree completely.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Recognize Commissioner Akers.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Walker, I'm sure you know with that sign and that growth, I'm sure there's probably some Bluff City commissioners that are farmers that could probably get out there and take care of it themselves if they know a problem.
Yeah, again, we relay this to IDB. It's not a network's property. It's a county IDB, and we certainly have influence. If it were our property, it would be mine, I'll tell you that.
Anyone else seek recognition? More specifically, something that Mr. Walker talked about. Mr. Walker, we thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you, always a pleasure. Appreciate your support.
Next order of business, I'd like to recognize Mayor Richard Venable for a proclamation in recognition of Sullivan County Day.
Good evening. Good evening. Pleasure to hear, tell you about the good things going on in Sullivan County. There's a lot of them. Pleasure to see Alicia's report tonight. Impressive. So I have been asked by the chairman and by Commissioner Means to read a proclamation on something that you've acted on. something that we hope will become a yearly event here in Sullivan County and will be enveloped in other events that are happening. It's proclamation of Sullivan County Day. Whereas Sullivan County was established October 30th, 1779 by the North Carolina Assembly. And whereas Sullivan County remained a part of North Carolina until 1789, when it was placed in the United States territory south of the River Ohio. And whereas in 1796 it became part of the great state of Tennessee. Whereas this month marks 246 years of Sullivan County's distinguished heritage as the epitome of American democracy, providing its citizenry with direct governance and service at the local level. And whereas Sullivan County Commission meets monthly on the third Thursday of each month and wishes to encourage and continue and increase attendance of county residents at these meetings. And whereas the Sullivan County Commission wants to raise public awareness and understanding of the workings of county government while celebrating the rich history of our county as we approach Sullivan County's 250th birthday. Now therefore, I, Richard Venable, as County Mayor on behalf of the Sullivan County Commission, serving 2022 to 2026, hereby proclaim the third Thursday of October to be recognized and celebrated as Sullivan County Day. Subscribe to the 16th day of October, the year of our Lord, 2025. So, thank you, Commissioner Means. Thank you, Mayor Chairman Gardner, for giving me the opportunity to address the commission. Madam Clerk, I will leave this with you for the record. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor, don't take off too soon. We're gonna need, that was item 3. We're gonna need you again for the 5th. Next order, Kingsport Deputy City Manager, Ryan McReynolds. Thank you very much.
So while the presentation's coming up, I just want to tell you all thank you. Thank you to the Mayor's Office for the invitation, and thank you for the Commission for this opportunity to come. And most importantly, thank you all for the partnership in the Kingsport Justice Center. I have not gotten to know all of you all, so as mentioned, I'm Ryan McReynolds, Deputy City Manager. I'm pretty much over everything you can complain about in Kingsport, nothing fun. So if you wonder what I do, it's when you think of things to complain about. But again, thank you very much for the partnership. We'll go to the next slide, please. So the agenda is just to review the expansion, the improvements. I'll answer any questions if you have them. Again, this is a partnership because the way I view we consider the second floor the courts and the county's floor. There is some activity with the county on the first floor I'll go over. And in that, you all stepped forward very graciously and allowed for the funding to be put in place. And not only do we have the expansion, but we're able to really do all of the other courts and the court offices as well. And that was we're very gracious, and the judges are too, that you all provided the funding for that. So we'll go over the time frame, and one reason we want to do the presentation right now is you can see the rendering of the new Justice Center, and it kind of looks like the old Justice Center. That's the intent. If you've gone by, they've done a phenomenal job with the brickwork, great masons working on it, and the intent is just to continue with what it looks like. That is what the new Justice Center will look like when complete. You will see that in spring, but we'll still be about a year and a half from full completion. So the public's going to think it's complete, but there is going to be a lot of work inside that's going to be extending the time frame to the point we have a ribbon cutting sometime in the summer of 2027. So if you'll go to the next slide. So another thing, and this is the old slide. When I had this up last time, I noticed that the architect had put City of Kingsport under the Justice Center. That's going to be changed to just the Kingsport location. You can see the Kingsport seal on one side, Sullivan County on the other. It will show the partnership. The old site plan, you can see the Justice Center behind the sign that has about 82,000 square foot, old City Hall. And then the new addition to it, about 18,000 foot added to what was the old parking lot and the old City Hall. And then you will see the parking lot that's going to be in between. We're intentionally putting quite a bit of the handicap accessible parking spaces there to make access to the Justice Center easier for those that are coming and doing business there. So this is a busy slide, but it's kind of the cleanest one we have of the first floor. And there's not a pointer here, but if you look in the upper left-hand corner, what you see is one of the most important parts of the Justice Center expansion, and it's the security portion. If you've been to the Justice Center, the bailiffs do a phenomenal job in very, very tight spaces. And their job is to ensure that everybody doing business in the Justice Center, whether it's the first floor or second floor, is able to do it safely. And after 9/11 and the different security protocols, there has been a much more heightened activity for the scanning that goes on, and they are just cramped. So you can see in the upper left-hand corner, that yellow area is the foyer. It will provide a much more orderly area for the bailiffs to ensure that everyone walks through into the Justice Center doing business, to ensure the safety of all employees and participants as well. While we're still on this slide, since this is the first floor, I do want to point out other items that definitely were high nails for the county when we were discussing the plans for the Justice Center. The first blue box on the upper left, there's a portico, kind of a covered area, and then there's a blue box with a door to the portico. That is the trustee's office. The important thing there is those doing business when it is open don't have to go through the bailiffs, because you can't take your cell phone in. So it was important that the trustee's office had access to the public, and we've provided that space. Right below it will be an area that the sheriff's office utilizes on that side of the county, and then everything else there is some expansion area for our police force. Very high item for our judges and the staff that's on the second floor is we're adding a staff-only elevator toward the lower side of the Justice Center. That's where they enter. We're securing that parking lot, moving the jail, bailing out the discharge to Market Street. That way when you walk into the Justice Center as either police, sheriff, a judge, a staff member, you're going in with just staff members. You're not interacting with someone you might have had a situation with just hours before. So that is very high nail. One of the biggest reasons we are doing this project is for the security and safety of the courtrooms and the staff that are in those systems. So first floor is mainly city floor police offices. If you go to the next slide, you will see a rendering of what that foyer will look like. It's going to be kind of a showpiece as you walk in. Where the gentleman is standing in the middle of that brown area will be where the bailiffs will be able to set up their check-in and then ensure that everybody goes in safely. You can see the two elevators. Those actually exist now, so that gives you a reference point of what we're expanding. Again, this portion will be done by spring, but it'll be about a year and a few months before the whole project is done. So the bailiffs will have a much better situation in about a half a year. If you go to the next slide. This just gives you, as I presented this to the city as well, this gives you an idea of the foyer area for their department and kind of how every, the way that their department is going to present itself as well. If you go to the next slide, we'll go to the second floor. Again, a busy slide. It's the layout. If you've been to the Justice Center and you've gone to the courtrooms, you know that they are kind of at an odd angle for the rest of the building. And so our task was moving the jury courtroom that exists in Old City Hall in. And you can see it in that lower corner on the left-hand side. That is the large courtroom. That's the jury courtroom with the smaller courtroom beside it. And in all of those courtrooms, including the juvenile, they'll all be getting facelifts, repainting, new ceiling tile, new carpet, new paint, all the judges' offices, the clerk's offices. In fact, next week, we're going to be purchasing the filing system for the clerk's offices. And as all of that comes in, it will start getting put in place. And it will really be a place of pride for our judicial system and partnership between you all and us for all the activities that are occurring in that building. Again, you can see the staff elevator in the middle at the bottom that will provide that safe passage for the judges and everyone else to participate. Those coming to the criminal court still have the holding cell. We've created a safe situation for them, so there's not as much interaction with them and everyone else. Through this process, we've worked with every judge's office, the juvenile judge as well, DA's office, public defenders, all of the clerk's offices. And from what I can understand, we've pretty much met everybody's needs through that, which has been a pretty big lift. But everybody has worked very, very well together. So if you go to the next slide, we'll have a rendering of what that large courtroom will look like. And then the other two courtrooms, when we redo them in the juvenile court, when it's all done, will have a similar look to this. And the reason it's going to take about 1.5 years is that courtroom will be built, and then we'll have to move the two judges and their courts into it as we're redoing their courtrooms. Our desire is not to impact the docket, to keep the docket rolling, because if we pause it, cases start backing up pretty quickly. So Judge Rose has been very gracious in holding off to occupy his court and allowing the other judges to come in as we rotate everyone through there and give all the courts fresh paint, and, fresh daises, fresh seating, everything else that is required. If you go to the next slide. Yes.
If we could let.
Yes, sir.
I was going to let him finish his presentation.
Well, that's all right.
While we're on this slide, where are we relocating the judges' chambers? Is that being done? Is that the green rooms on the back side?
Yes, sir. This is, and I apologize, if you go back a slide, the cleanest rendering I could get is what is called the floor pattern key. So that all that shows is where carpet, where tile, where the LVT type of flooring is. So those green rooms, which are the carpeted areas, are the judges' chambers. There's also a jury room with bathrooms for it as well on the lower left-hand side. So all the judges that exist, their chambers will be redone, and two new judges, Judge Rose and Priester offices, will be built as well with this expansion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You'll move forward, and then we'll go to the final. The budget and time frame, again, as I mentioned, this is a great partnership between the county and the city. Total budget was $19 million. Presently, we're under construction with Preston, and their contract's at $15.6. So the question is, what are you doing with the other $3.3 million? It is there for the furniture, the FFE we call it, technology, the different things we have to do. We have to hire people to move the offices. All of those things, we're holding that money and we're releasing it as those items come through. And at the very end, if we have the money, any money left over, we'll definitely return it to the different, whether it's the city or the county, in that same proportion. But we appreciate the confidence you all have had with us. You all sent us the money. We've been managing it ever since. The contract's on time. It started last fall, phase 1, as I mentioned, April 1st. It'll look like it's pretty much done. The site will be done, but it'll be closed off. That's where the contractor will have their offices still. So you'll see the asphalt, the curb line, the sidewalk, and they'll open as much as they can. Then phase 2 will be 2027, and we'll have a ribbon cutting then. It should be a great event with everyone invited, cutting the ribbon. And the two things that, one, I gave the city commission, the city BMA, just a heads up, and I will give you all a heads up too. We've got a year and a half to figure this out, but we've got to figure out what to do with Old City Hall. You all have ownership in Old City Hall. You might not realize it, but the county is a 16% owner in Old City Hall. So anything we desire doing, we need to walk forward together in that for the final activity of Old City Hall, as well as in the end, we would like to have the landlord's agreement cleaned up. You can imagine the agreement we had in the late 80s, early 90s. We need a modern agreement to discuss the technology, who owns what. As technology has grown, there's been question, gray areas. So we will try and develop one, bring it to you all for consideration as well. We've got plenty of time to look at that, about a year and a half, but we really want to end this project buttoned up well. So my final slide is just questions. I'd love to answer any questions. And again, thank you for the opportunity and the partnership.
Anyone seek recognition? Not sure who that was.
I was afraid it was my pocket.
Anyone seeking recognition for Mr. McRose? Thank you for being here, always. Thank you. Next order, Holston Heritage Museum Board of Directors. Recognize Mr. Malone. Do you have something you wish to present?
Well, I've got a short video that you've got to think we can show that first. Then we can present this right away.
Okay.
History. Our history. It's here. It's all around us. Everywhere we look, there are stories. Stories that make up who we are. Stories of the Cherokee who first walked these ridge lines. Stories of the early pioneers who carved out lives with hope and strength. Stories of visionaries who saw the beauty and value in this land we call home. Stories of trails that became wagon roads, that became stagecoach routes, that became steel rails, and finally America's highways and byways. One replacing the other, but often following the same ancient paths that cut through these old Appalachian mountains. And here in Bluff City, Tennessee, in the heart of the Holston region, these stories are still being told. Told through carefully crafted exhibits, through artifacts and echoes, through the eyes of children seeing the past for the very first time. This is the Holston Heritage Museum.
It's wonderful. It's about our beginnings, and then it leaves the future open, and you need to see it. And when they do come, they say, we did not expect this at all. It's wonderful.
I'll go back to our mission statement. I use that a lot, you know, preserve the past and inspire the future. I think that's very important.
The museum is stepping up to technology. The younger generations grew up with incredible computers at their fingertips. We're using that same technology to enhance the experience.
We're hopeful that with having some short videos on kiosks, which would be a tablet presenting a screen where the video can be viewed, that video will connect the visitor more with the exhibit that they're seeing.
It's also good for not only kids, but for older people. I know your eyesight is not as good. It's harder to read it with the kiosk on it. It's going to, I think, open up two generations, the younger generation and the older generation.
And that's really the point. The history of the Holston region has so many different facets that can speak to people of all ages. For older folks, the exhibits can bring back treasured memories. For children and younger visitors, it's a chance to learn something entirely new, to hear stories and ideas they may have never encountered before.
It's so important for children to be exposed to this and gain this early understanding about the appreciation of the past. Their interest can be sparked, and that curiosity will begin.
It's working. Kids are coming. Families are rediscovering their stories, and the spark of curiosity is spreading. The possibilities for exhibits are limitless. Everything from stock cars to bluegrass. But we can't do this alone. We don't charge admission. We rely on volunteers, on donations, on neighbors who understand the important work that we're doing. And right now, we need your help.
Support this museum so we can change things out. And we can keep our history alive. And we need funds for that.
Your gift helps us expand our exhibits for school children, collect and preserve precious local artifacts, add new interactive displays for all ages, keep the doors open for families no matter their income. The Holston Heritage Museum is more than a building. It's a bridge between yesterday and tomorrow, and you can be part of that. Please send off tax-deductible donations to Holston Heritage Museum, 337 Carter Street, Suite 8, Bluff City, Tennessee, 37618.
Well, I hope that'll give you a little example of what we're doing at the museum. And I brought I wanted to present this. I guess the mayor's still here, or is somebody representing it?
I was going to invite the Chairman Pro Tem, the Deputy Chair,
Yeah,
and Board Member Crosswhite.
The film was done by a guy named Jack Dunham, and he lives here in Blum. And he's worked for WCYP and electric company in the last 25 or 30 years. And he commissioned him to actually do 20 more, just a small segments, put on those kiosks.
Joseph, make sure that the mayor gets that.
Okay. I just want to present this because without the money that y'all give us, y'all voted that night, all 24, 25 that was here, unanimous, gave us the money. And just wanted to let you know what we're doing and done with it, and we're progressing. And it's really just now starting to roll. Our website is www.hostonheritagemuseum.com, and it'll have ways to PayPal and so forth with it. And we appreciate y'all, and let y'all with the seed of it. And I know Dwight gave me, I think, either first or second donation. And I heard him get always billfold, but he smiled and gave it to me. And that was the start of it. And we presented it going on. And this next week, I think we've got 5 groups or tours. I know I've got a class reunion, and one of the veterans groups coming, and one of the women's history group in Kingsport. I'm not sure who the other 2 or 3 is, but appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Next order, recognize Commissioner Travis Ward.
Thanks, Chair.
We're going to defer this to next month. We had a little mishap, and Hunter Woodall had an emergency he had to go to, so he couldn't be here tonight. So we'll push it back to next month. What I was wanting to bring to everybody's attention was, a lot of times we spend money in here. A lot of times we don't know what that money goes for and what it does. Talk about the veteran service officers that we employ. We've got 3 now. We turned the assistant into a VSO, so there's 3 now. They just went to an event down at the state. They were recognized as being one of the top 4 or 5 in the state, and that's competing with Knoxville and Nashville and some of the big cities. So very proud of that bunch, but we'll bring some numbers and some figures of what they're bringing in and the veterans they're taking care of. So something to make you very proud of. So we'll talk about that next month. Thank you, Commissioner Ward.
Without objection, our next order of business is approval of meeting minutes of September 11th, 2025, rezoning hearing and work session, and September 16th, 2025 regular session meeting.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve by Commissioner Crawford, second by Commissioner Cowden. Is there any discussion on the minutes as presented? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your votes on the minutes as presented. It requires 12 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
20 yes, 3 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, the minutes are approved. Without objection, next order of business is approval of notaries public. Madam Clerk, we have a list of notaries. Madam Clerk.
Donna O. Adams, Ashley Alley, Chris Boland, Tasha Coleman, Vicki Elaine Cooper Trammell, Jennifer Jane Crawford, Diana D. Davidson, Samantha A. Dishner, Hunter Douglas, Owen Ferguson, S. Renee Garber, Daniel Isom Hall, Carleen Harbin, Holly L. Hawkins, Bridget Hendricks, Alexander J. Hicks, Sharon B. Hutchison, Chrissy D. Keller, William J. Kitzmiller, Vicki Tipton McCabe, Teresa Ray McKinney, Olivia McMullins, Kevin Miner, Nathan A. Mulder, Marcy Mundine, Chris A. Newsom, Ashley Knopfzider, Presley A. Overby, Jana Phelps, Richie G. Phillips, Carrie Lee Plank, Jonathan Purdy, Edna J. Quillen, Brian Jonathan Wright, Ken Schmidt, Jessica D. Staubus, Chad S. Staubus, Eddie Bryson Stork, Annette Dillon, Angela Marie Waller, Ava Rose Warwick, Michelle M. Wexler, and Connie Susanna Williams.
You've heard the list of notaries. Is there any discussion on the list as presented?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve by Commissioner Cole. Second by Commissioner Cross. Commissioner Crawford. Any discussion? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on the notaries as presented. Has every member voted?
Cheryl.
Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
21 yes, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, the notaries are approved. Without objection, our next order is public comment on agenda and non-agenda related items. We have a sign-up sheet over there. Did anyone wish to sign up that didn't get an opportunity to on either agenda related or non-agenda related? You're more than welcome. Thank you, sir. Before I read the list, I'm going to read the rules for public comment. Each speaker is requested to state their name and address for the clerk's electronic record. So this is not question, answer, clarifying questions may be permitted. No speaker can transfer or yield time to another speaker. Each speaker will be allotted 3 minutes uninterrupted, is asked to direct all comments to the chair of the body and not the members. At the end of the 3 minutes, I will let you know and ask that you make a final statement. The first name, and this is written on agenda-related items, and forgive me if I mispronounce your name. I do that all the time. Is it Ida Perna? Ida Perna? Okay. Stella Robinette?
Hello, I'm here tonight to invite.
Your name and your.
Oh, sorry. Stella Robinette. I live at 1905 Manor Court, Kingsport. And I'm here tonight to invite you to our Red Ribbon Walk. It is October the 29th. We are meeting at the Kingsport City Hall at 4:15. And anyone sitting behind me is welcome as well to walk with us. And Red Ribbon represents what we're trying to do is a drug-free community and make our kids aware, our parents aware, and leaders. And I just thought it might be a great idea for our youth to see our leaders out here walking with us to help with this drug-free community. So, and John can give you more details, Chair Gardner can give you more details if you need it. But I would love to see each and every one of you out there.
Would you mind giving us the dates and the time one more
It's
time?
October 29th at 4:15. We did 4:15 because some of our youth don't get off the buses until 4 o'clock.
Commissioner Jones has a question.
You used the word several times, walk. Where is this going to?
Well, okay, I had initially did a route, but then our city mayor said, why not go to the police station? Because I guess of drugs. So I told him he could lead, we'll just follow.
I think Commissioner Jones was wondering if it was a half a mile or 7 miles.
Well, you can come on your scooter, your dog cart, you don't have to walk. As long as you out there, that's the point, as long as you out there, yeah.
We appreciate you being
Thank
here
you.
and announcing that.
All right.
Anyone else? Without objection, the public comment portion of the agenda is closed. Is everybody doing okay? Just wanted to check on you. Okay, next order. On your agenda, I had this put on there, the consent calendar. Even though we didn't meet last week, there's items on here that we would probably put on the consent calendar. And all it takes is one objection. But if you're a resolution sponsor and you have a resolution that you think would be consent calendar worthy, and if there's no objection to it, I would entertain putting it on the consent calendar. And I actually spoke with the county attorney earlier today, and since we have added items to consent calendar to have meeting before, it was okay. So I'm gonna recognize Commissioner Cross.
Yes, I'm sponsoring items 5 and 6, and both of these are appropriating funds from grants, and I'd like those added to consent.
Is there any objection to items 5 and 6 being placed on the consent calendar? They're grants with no matching funds. Any objection to items 5 and 6 being placed on consent calendar? Without objection, items 5 and 6 are placed on consent calendar. Recognize Commissioner Vanover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to add items 1, 2, 3, and 15, and I can explain why I think they're consent worthy. 1 and 2 are both grants for the Department of Education. One is a special education grant accepting money for special education teachers for preschool children. They don't get any funding any other way. The only way they get funding is through this grant. No matching funds, free money from the state of Tennessee. Number 2 is a grant also. It's called the On Behalf Grant. When the state sends our school department money through TISA, sometimes they withhold a few funds for things like ACT test. That keeps the county from having to send it straight back to the state. It cuts out the middleman. So item 2 is just that on behalf type of grant. No matching money, free money from the state of Tennessee. Item 3 is also from the school department. It's taking money from a fund that's no longer, that receives funding. It's the old renovation fund that was used in previous years. There's no more money going to it. There's just $38,133.06 left in that fund, and the school department wants to put it back into the general fund, and that was recommended to be done by the state audit committee. And item 16 is a memorandum of understanding through our solid waste department, just to start picking up glass. There's no money. A vendor from Knoxville has offered to pick up glass. He has $10 a ton. They provide the bins. They do all the transportation. There's no money put up from the county. It's all money going to be paid back to the county. So no money there either way. And if we can approve 1, 2, and 3 on consent, Mr. Carter can go home and go to a volleyball game. 1, 2, 3, and 15.
1, 2, 3, and 15.
1, 2, 3, and 15.
Sponsor moves items 1, 2, 3, and 15 to the consent calendar. Is there any objection to items 1, 2, 3, and 15 being placed on the consent calendar? Commissioner Locke?
I'd like to add 4 and 12. 4 is appropriation, distribution of grant for TEMA, Homeland Security grant, $73,000. It's got to be approved and passed tonight, or we don't get it for the deadline.
You say it's 4?
Out of 4. And number 12 is to put on record that Dr. May be the medical director at Branch House down at Justice Center, and that's strictly volunteer, no pay. That would be it that I've got.
Sponsor moves items number 4 and item number 12 to the consent calendar. Is there anyone that objects to items number 4 and 12 being placed on the consent calendar? Without objection. Does anyone else seek recognition? Anyone else seek recognition? Recognize Commissioner King on item number.
Number 9 is a resolution to apply for a grant from the Tennessee Department of Transportation to do GIS in Sullivan County. If we are awarded, it'd be $250,000, and we have to put up $25,000. So this is only to give the highway department permission to apply for the grant, and we'll see if we can get it, and if we do, we'll bring it back.
It's simply just giving them permission to apply, it's not actually spending it. So.
And it's for GIS that goes through all the, there's a lot of things that we could do through GIS to help the highway department with their record keeping and all the stuff that they go on for roads and culverts and everything that they gotta keep up with. So I think it'd be a good thing if we could get all that, make it a whole lot simpler for everybody that's working on it. Thanks.
That was item number 9. Anyone object to item number 9 being placed on consent calendar? Commissioner Crosswhite.
Thank you, John. Item number 13, this is a grant, but it's also, we haven't been awarded yet. We're just gonna apply for it. It's $500,000 and it comes from the Tennessee Department of Economic and Community Development. It would be to renovate the courthouse, which is very really needed. Our part would be $150,000 over a 3-year period, but this would get the courthouse up to ADA compliance. And we have to have this done by November the 7th, so.
Talk about it. You need to put number 8 or number 7.
Is this just to apply for it, Joyce?
Yeah, we're just applying for it.
Item number 9 is simply applying.
Yeah, we just want to apply for it.
Sponsor moves item number 9 to the consent calendar.
No, 13.
13, excuse me.
Yes.
I'm writing these numbers down all over the place. Item number 13.
But there again, we're just applying for it.
Sponsor moves item number 13 to the consent calendar. Is there any objection? Commissioner Ward.
Just to clarify, I'm assuming I'm not the only person, but we're just applying for the grant. So
That's right.
if we're awarded that grant, we'll come back and talk about it again, about where that money's coming.
That's much like
What
Commissioner
that
King's
store's
as well.
coming out of, and
Yes, Commissioner Ward, and that would.
closet it's getting pulled from, and secret accounts, and where that money's coming from, right?
You're correct.
We're just applying.
We're just applying.
Yes.
Did you have another one, Commissioner Cross?
No.
Commissioner Cross.
Mine's just a question, since we're doing this, and I know it deals with money, but with the item 14, which is yours, Chairman, the selling of delinquent tax property, is that not allowed to be put on consent, or is that something?
It typically is, it's not we're not spending anything.
Exactly.
I was gonna let Commissioner Jones, since he's the co-sponsor on that, move that if he wishes.
I apologize.
Oh, you're fine, this is a bit unorthodox, but this is a different kind of meeting, because we usually have a meeting going into this one that we weren't able to have. So.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Jones.
Yes, the delinquent tax committee met yesterday. We went over all these. It was a unanimous vote on all the properties. I have a list of them if you want to see them. But we would, the budget committee, it comes from the budget committee for approval. They unanimously passed it. We put it on consent.
Any objection to item number 14 being placed on consent calendar? Thank you, Commissioner Jones. Anyone else seek recognition? Okay, just to clarify, that puts items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, and 15 on the consent calendar. Is there any objection to the consent calendar as presented? The objection when the board opens. You do that. Was there anybody wanting to add anything else to it? There's several of them that look consent calendar worthy.
Put 7 on there too? I just want to explain that one real quick, just so everybody knows what it is. It don't take a minute.
Do you wish to do that and add it to the consent calendar?
Well, I think we've got 3 left, let's just talk.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Consent calendar requires 12 votes for passage. That's it. And I thank y'all for letting me do that, because it was Again, it's a little out of the ordinary, but we have added items to the consent calendar the day of, and we didn't have the luxury of the consent calendar a week ago. When the board opens, please cast your vote on the consent calendar as presented. Requires 12 votes for passage. Arlene had killed the whole thing. You did that. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
21 yes, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Having received the necessary unanimous consent, the consent calendar is adopted. Next order, excuse me. Yes, sir, go ahead.
Before we move on, I got to take a moment of personal privilege here. Mr. Carter just texted me and said, we got good news and bad news. The bad news is he didn't make it to the volleyball game, but the good news is East swept Alcoa in 3 games. They're state bound.
Next order, our resolution calendar. That takes us to item number 7. Recognize Commissioner Iverson on item number 7.
Just want to make sure everyone understands this one. It's lengthy, it's got a lot of legalese because it was drawn up by the state TSBA, TCCA brought it. And so the real estate transfer tax, anytime you buy a piece of property in Sullivan County, there's a tax that's paid on that. That tax goes to the state. 100% that's going to the state, not any of it comes locally. What we're asking for is half of that money to be spent back to the county. It's $2 million last year, a little over $2 million. Half that has to go to the highway department, the other half can go to our general fund or whatever we want to spend it on. So this is just that's why it's really important we put it on the waiver rules tonight, because he starts his budget now, November-ish. So we want to get it to his desk prior to that. So this will be sent to the governor's office and our General Assembly, all the guys that represent us in Northeast Tennessee. So just wanted everybody to understand what it was and how big of an impact it is for us. It's quite a bit of difference. So that's, if you may have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
You've heard the explanation on item number 7. The floor is open for discussion. Recognize Commissioner Jones.
Just to follow up what Commissioner Iverson said, David Connors, the Executive Director for CTAS, they have met with the governor's staff on this, and he was sharing with us last week, and that's why we brought this up, to have Sullivan County Commission be on board. There seems to be some favorable from the governor's staff about doing this. We used to get this. This used to come back to the counties, and some past administrations looking for money to build up the state coffers took this money. And so we just want to get back what was coming to ours. It can have a big impact across the state to counties that are really, really struggling. The other side of the discussion that is happening, and it's something that we won't know till the budget goes through, they have to reappropriate every so many years the property tax support. I'll use that word support, that goes to 100% disabled veterans and to persons over the age of 65 on a limited income. That money could be in jeopardy from the state. This board took action think 2 years ago, to assist with that money. But it's something we really got to keep an eye on this year. So just to give you a little bit more update on this, we really need to be supported to get that money back to our county. Thank you.
Commissioner King.
Thank you. This money, the Sullivan County Soil Conservation District, through the Tennessee Department of Agriculture, gets a chunk of money out of this fund every year. And this has been going on for several years also. And we have just now got it to where it really makes a difference to all the 95 counties across the state. And I just don't want to see that funding be put in jeopardy to take it and do something else with it. As long as they leave that money alone or put it where it's a reoccurring every year to where somebody can't mess with it, I'd be fine with it. But I just think that if you get out there and you get a group that wants to pass something, they can pass it, and then we'll be up here holding the bag without money to do our projects through the CDA portion of what we do over here. So
I can answer if you want, because that was actually one of the conversations. So half of this money the state does use for soil conservation, wetlands reclamation, and 2 or 3 other different things. So exactly what you're talking about. The half that we're going after is the one that goes to the general fund. It doesn't have any strings to it. It's not used for anything else. And they were very specific on that they wanted to make sure that they have all those projects like you're talking about left alone. But the part of the money that they're not using and putting straight in the general fund, we'd like to have back. So that has already been addressed.
I could agree with it if they would put that in reoccurring every year.
It is.
That other set of funds that you're talking about, soil conservation and all this other stuff, if they put it in the budget recurring every year, I'd be fine with it. But if you leave it out there dangling and somebody can grab it, you know.
Yes, sir. The 2 bills that are actually listed in here have that in there.
So as long as they've got that in there, I'll be fine with it. But if you don't,
they were very specific about that. The only part they're asking for is the part that they're not already allocating to the counties.
all right.
Commissioner Mays.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner Iverson, do you know how many years that they're past due on sending that back to us? By any chance?
Not actually past due because they just took it away.
Well,
so, yeah, I don't know how many years ago it was. That was one thing that was discussed in there, and that Sam Jones was talking about that, but I'm not sure the date that actually happened. I think it was Ron Ramsey was down there, but I'm not sure how long ago that was.
okay, I was just thinking about if the normal citizen just decided to stop and then they have to pay their back taxes whenever that kind of stuff happens. But that's fine, I just was wondering. Thanks.
Commissioner King.
I've got another question.
Yes, sir.
That tax floats up and down.
Yes, sir.
According to what the real estate does. And we've been through some tough times where we didn't get any money from that fund, or soil conservation and these other. So that's something that's going to have to be talked about and figured out how you're going to do it. If, you know, if the economy goes down, and you're not doing, people are not selling real estate, and you're not transferring real estate, and that money goes down, then how you going to re-allot all that money?
I can't give you a 100% answer, but I'm giving you a 99% answer. So what they told us is that money is set aside. Half goes to general fund, a certain percent goes to soil conservation, a certain percent goes to reclamation of wetland, the different things. They have percentages all based in there. So on a year that the money flow is down, less is going to go to those programs and less is going to go to the general fund. But what they're asking for is the percentage that's not spoken for. Instead of it going to state coffers, it comes to the local county. So that's what they're asking about. But yeah, you're right. I mean, if it's up here, they'll get more. If it's down here, they'll get less. But either way, it's the same percentage of that money that's going into it right now.
Well, in the past, when, transfers were down, they took part of that other height that went to the general fund and put in, so the full conservation, these other groups, they still got money. They didn't get as much, but they still got something. Whereas,
From my understanding, it'll be the same percentage. If it's a big year, you'll get more. If it's a low year, you get less. But it is the same percentage, and we'll the same with the county. We'll get more or less depending on the big year or little year. So from my understanding, the percentage is gonna be set forward of each thing that comes, and half of it will come back to us, if we're successful. And of course, it's like anything. I mean, any bill that goes down there, the bill that starts is not the bill that ends.
right,
So it's hard to tell what it'll look like on the back side. I just know on the front side, on the proposal, that's what it's supposed to be.
all right.
Commissioner McMurray.
Yeah, I just had a question. Are all 95 counties, are they
Yes,
implementing
sir.
this?
No, well, all 95 counties are losing that money, and the TCSA is putting forward this to try to get all 95 counties to support it on the state level. And yeah, it's a significant amount. They said the majority of the counties will be getting 4 to 5 cents of the tax rate back.
Right. And
Statewide.
so we could potentially get 2 million.
Our portion would be 2 million, which means our citizens are paying 4 million right now. You're just not getting it back.
And so that could be $100 million that the state is.
I think it's north of that, 130 or 40 million. I can't remember the exact number. It's a big number. But again, that number right now is going into the general fund, and they're running a very big surplus.
Okay.
Commissioner Jones.
This is why it's important to go to these conferences and to sit in the discussions and to, if you have those concerns, to be able to share them with the people that are representing us on the Hill, trying to get these things passed. This is where the educational, and where you get credit for the hours that the state is requiring us as commissioners to have. But there are so many things. We had discussions from NACO on FEMA, discussions on what Tennessee, there was a really good panel discussion on nuclear energy, and Tennessee is on the tip of the spear in this nation on nuclear energy. We have the first modular unit being built in Roane County. The number of jobs that it can bring to Tennessee, there's already about, how many, 20 billion? It's a huge number, and over 2,000 jobs. And just talking to Clay Walker earlier, it's something, and they want to start education K through 12 on nuclear energy, clean energy, what it can do. The old type, and I'm rattling on here, but the old type of nuclear plants, like they started at Phipps Bend, took 14 years to build. They can build these in 2 years. It's huge, and it's clean energy, and it's the type of thing that's going to be needed to, with like these farms, we've had issues around to fund the electricity, to provide the electricity for those to operate and not pull them off the current grid. There's just a lot of things to it. But this is the opportunity at these meetings for you to talk to these people, and if you got questions, to bring them to the people that are going to be talking to the legislators. Thank you.
Anyone else seek recognition on item number 7? Commissioner Iverson.
Actually, I'd actually like to get everybody on there as a co-sponsor if anybody votes an affirmative of it, and I'd like to ask for waiver of rules.
Sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 7, requiring 15 votes for passage. Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 7. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
21 yes, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 7 is adopted. Without objection, recognize Commissioner Vanover on item number 8. 8 or 11? Oh, excuse me. Ms. Ryerson.
This is, in 2021, NACO's, National Association of Counties, with the VA and a lot of different national groups came up with an Operation Green Light. This is in honor of our veterans. It's the week leading up to Veterans Day. They shine a green light on the county buildings. Right now, we're just gonna go for our courthouse and our administration building now. If it's something we can do in the future, I think we should try to get it on all our county buildings. I think it's to honor our veterans and all the sacrifices and service that they did for us. We put in here up to $500. I don't think it's gonna cost that much. Talked with the mayor, and he's feels the same way I do. It's not really gonna be much, a couple of floodlights, but I don't think it should come out of Cindy's budget. So we put in there, so she's gonna have up to $500 to do it. But they started in 2021, it's been growing across the nation. I think a couple of our local veterans groups are doing that, giving green light bulbs to put in your front porch. So I'd ask everybody that's going to affirm this also to be a co-sponsor. I just think it's a wonderful thing for our veterans. Appreciate your support.
You've heard the explanation on item number 8. The floor is open for discussion. Anyone seek recognition?
And I do need waiver of rules because Veterans Day will happen before our next meeting. So I just need to hurry up.
Sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 8, requiring 15 votes for passage. Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 8. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
21 yes, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 8 is adopted. Without objection, recognize Commissioner Vanover on item number 11. Ken? Item number 11.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item 11 is a resolution to appropriate $137,336.43 to Northeast Tennessee Tourism Association from the Sullivan County occupancy tax collections for the first quarter of fiscal year 2025-2026. Let's get down to the now therefore be it resolved. The Board of Commissioners of Sullivan County meeting in regular session approves the appropriation of $137,336.43 and authorizes payment in the amount to NETA to fulfill the Commission's commitment to directing 50% of Sullivan County occupancy tax revenue to NETA on a quarterly basis in exchange for unspecified destination tourism marketing and promotion of Sullivan County, Tennessee. This is something we're obligated to do by resolution. And I just want to say that there was a TASER memorandum came out in July that said that Kingsport and Bristol had the highest sales tax increase of the entire state. And that's where they're doing most of their marketing. So I have to feel that Alicia's efforts in marketing tourism in Kingsport and Bristol had something to do with this. So I think she's doing a fine job. We're obligated to do this quarterly now. And I'd like to ask for waiver of rules and everyone's support.
You've heard the explanation on item number 11. The floor is open for discussion. The sponsor moves waiver of rules on item number 11, requiring 15 votes for passage. Does anyone seek recognition? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on item number 11, requiring 15 votes for passage. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
21 yes, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, item number 11 is adopted. If I'm right, that takes us to the end. Next order, spread on your desk, is a printout, and I'm willing to take a small break for you to look over that. You ready? Okay. Does anyone have any questions on the committee assignments? Anyone? I've tried to communicate with it. It's is there any changes in committees that if you don't like the committee you're on, and have someone that'd be willing to swap with you? And as always, the budget committee is appointed by the mayor. That's his sole committee. And you'll see on here also, to be determined, we have a vacancy. And if we have, once we fill that position, we're going to put the new commissioner in those spots where Commissioner Slagle once served. Commissioner Locke.
Last month we talked about the employee handbook. I think from what I've been told, we need a committee formed by the mayor so we can proceed on adopting a new handbook. And I think Larry needs that handbook approved pretty quickly.
Well, it's been 20 years getting this.
One more month won't hurt, right?
Well, you said last month you wanted it done right then and there. You needed it done quick.
Okay, let's revisit the standing committees.
So will you add the committee on that?
Well, it's not been appointed. The mayor needs to appoint that committee.
That's why I'm asking.
The mayor will need to appoint that committee. We don't have anything to approve right now because the mayor needs to appoint it. There's nothing I can do with that right now because it's not been appointed. That's still going to fall on him to do. We can contact him and urge him to do that, but it's not something that we have available to vote on tonight. And who would be on it?
We need a motion to approve.
One second. Commissioner Ward and Commissioner Law.
Whose name's on this budget committee? I've been there as long as I've been here, 3 years, so I know there's probably some names been there even longer. Wouldn't it be best if I put some new faces on there and some new names?
Again,
by no means volunteering my name, but.
Again, the budget committee is the mayor, whoever the mayor may be, any given time. But the budget committee is the mayor's committee to appoint. That's not something that we control.
But we approve or disapprove, right?
We can, if you'd like to send an unfavorable recommendation to the budget, regarding the budget committee, that's totally up to you. But I will, if you decide to do that, I would like to make I would like to ask you to make someone to make a motion to divide so we can approve everything else and then send that on. You understand what I mean by that?
I understand.
We can do that, but he can also send it back just as is. And that falls on the mayor. I'm not promoting, condemning, or condoning. I'm just simply saying that is the mayor's committee to appoint. Anyone seek recognition? Commissioner Locke?
I need to remove Matt Slagle from the Bristol City government since he's not here.
Yes, thank you.
And if that spot's open, how can we approve it?
TBD. Whichever one of the commissioners from the district would like to take that spot, if they'd like to.
They're already on there.
Whichever, that'll work. Any further discussion on the committees as presented? Entertain a motion?
Motion to approve as presented with the proper corrections that we did.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Crawford moves adoption of the committees as presented, second by Commissioner Calton. Is there any further discussion on the committees as presented? Commissioner Means.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We had spoken about education committee.
That is correct. Is that not on there?
Mm-mm. No, I'm supposed to. Yes. May I have it added to the education committee, please?
Is there any objection?
He said he fully approved.
Commissioner Means, thank you. Thank you for pointing that out to me. We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Crawford, second by Commissioner Cowden. Any further discussion?
I got one.
Okay. Commissioner King.
You know, I was on chairman of some of these committees, and we'd have a meeting called, and some of us would make an effort to be there, and some people didn't show up, so we didn't have a quorum. So if you're gonna be on one of these committees, I think you need to make a commitment that you're gonna be there unless you got something bad wrong that you can't be there. And I understand, you know, if you work or something, you can't do it, but if you can't do it, don't take on one of these committees if you're not gonna show up and be there to vote when we, you know, come and to do business of the county, and then we don't have a quorum. And we've sat there many times and we didn't have a quorum, so.
I think many would agree with you. We're just approving them at this point.
I agree.
Commissioner Iverson.
Just along the lines actually with what Dwight's saying there is, nobody has to be on any of these committees except the top three ones. So if there's a committee that you don't want to be on, just because your name is on here, you can ask to be removed. It's not a bad mark against you. It's not any kind of thing. It's not going to cut your pay. But it is something that somebody could actually use against you later on if you're not showing up to the meetings, because then they can tell us that you're not coming to meetings. So if you're not interested, just tell them to take you off of it. It's not a big deal.
That's what this discussion is for right now. If there's anything you don't wish to serve on, or something that you do wish to serve on, this is the time to bring it up. Anyone else seek recognition? Without objection, when the board opens, please cast your vote on the committee assignments as presented. Requires 13 votes for passage. Excuse me, 12. That is old hat. Has every member voted? Does any member wish to change their vote? Madam Clerk.
20 yes, 1 abstain, 2 absent, 1 seat vacant.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Having received the necessary majority of the votes cast, the committee assignments are approved. That takes us to the announcement portion of the agenda. Does anyone seek recognition for announcements? Okay, I've got Commissioner Jones, Stidham, Glover, and Mr. Bailey. I'm going to recognize Commissioner Jones first.
Veterans Day in Kingsport, the lower end of the county, we will have our event at the Veterans Memorial at 11 a.m. Our speaker is retired Command Sergeant Major Joe Winchester. He's moved here from Charlotte. He's living out on Boone Lake, he and his wife Cindy. Really interesting guy. Also, Liberty Celebration will be doing 3 songs, and Liberty Celebration is in the process. Next year will be the 250th anniversary, and that falls on the year that they do their program at Eastman in June. Second item, Republicans of Kingsport will have their monthly meeting on Monday, November the 3rd. Senator Bobby Hashbarger, John Crawford, Bud Hulsey will be there to talk about what they're going to be working on in this coming legislative session. Representative Timothy Hill will not be there because he is going to be on a cruise for his honeymoon. And a couple of things, I just want to, if I may, one of the items, and I wasn't aware of this, there is a state law. We had one of the sessions was on mutual aid agreements and opportunities. Did you know there's a state law right now that if a highway department goes to another county and does work, they cannot get reimbursed under that state law? Like if we went Sullivan County, if we'd gone over and did work in Johnson County and Unicoi and no, there's a state law about it. And they were talking about these agreements. It affects fire departments, life-saving crews, highway departments are the big ones. And there are certain things that are covered under that need to be addressed. And there's also an appointment, and I think we've done it in Sullivan County, I'm not sure who it is, but if you don't have that appointment made in your county, you can't even, you're not eligible to receive any federal funds for any kind of thing that happens in the county. It has to do with floodplains. One of the things that NACO, well, we're members of NACO, but we've never really been involved with them. And one of the things that they're pushing really hard because of Hurricane Helene and others is that if there's a declared disaster and we apply for money and we get approved, the money comes directly to the county and not to the state, where several $100 million are being held and not distributed because of that, the way it's held. So there were some really good discussions that went on, and I would encourage any of you. We will in February, as soon as the bills are filed, and closed, we will have a meeting in Wilson County at the fairgrounds to go over those bills and how we as counties are going to direct our leadership to talk to the legislators out. So anyway, thank you for the time. I appreciate it. Love y'all.
Commissioner Stidham.
I'd like to invite everyone out to our Bluntville Veterans Day ceremony. Will be at 4 p.m. at the park. I'd like to see everyone out there. We'll be getting an invitation in the mail. Thank you.
Commissioner Glover, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This empty seat in front of me here tonight is, I think it was a loss for Sullivan County and a large gain for the city of Bristol. Mr. Matt Slagle, for the last 3 years, has been somebody that we could count on. And the thing about that man, if he told you something, that's the way it was. It wasn't no give or take. He was straightforward with you. And I applaud Bristol for putting him on the board up there. I think it was a wise move. He hadn't been there just a few days, and he's already got some things moving up there. Very proud of him. We'll miss him here. I hope the rest of him is missing. It's going to be hard to replace. 2 Bristol commissioners here. I know they've been working hard on replacing Matt. But Matt, if you're watching tonight, I appreciate everything that you've done in your last 3 years, buddy. You've done a good.
Yeah, I second that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Commissioner Glover. Mr. Bailey.
Yes, our board is going to be changing electricity over to the building that we occupy on the hill, this ready building. They're getting ready, looks like, to turn the lights on to the athletic field. And they're putting a new line in coming from the main line into the building. And we will be shut down basically tomorrow. If you call their main numbers, there will be someone to answer to each one of those between the mayor's office and the purchasing office and my office. And so that's, if you need someone to call the main numbers of the office, Marianne will be at ours and take the risk with that if you want to go out. But we will be making sure we can fund. Payroll is the only one that's got to be in tomorrow because we're running payroll for the school department. So they're moving locations, though. We set them up temporary.
We call you home tomorrow night or something.
Pardon?
We call you home tomorrow night or something.
What about tennis? I'll be more in the mood about tennis.
I'm sure you've been moved anytime.
Commissioner Ward. Not sure what to say after that. Not worried about what kind of mood you're in. I'm gonna give my time to Miss Jacobs. She cost me a lot of money today, so I think she's doing a fundraiser over her office that probably everybody in this office needs to know about. So if you go ahead and pass that on to everybody, Miss Jacobs. What do you got going on, Chris?
Your budget's still lunch for wrong clerk, I'm sorry.
You just got so much money, you just give them what you give them.
Does anyone else seek recognition? Anyone else have any announcements they wish to make? We have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner, hold on. All those in favor of adjourn?
It's been grand again. It's been tremendous quality time.
Absolutely.
You know, these in-depth discussions. Really get to people speak. I get to learn about you. It's inspiring. It never ends. Meeting you. Okay.